Thank you very much. Our engagement with Cities Alliance, there are a lot of achievements. The list is endless. I'm not sure I can go through all this in 3 minutes, but I'll give it a try. I think, thank Julian for that insightful presentation. I think you've mentioned some of the achievements. But for me, in Ghana, our engagement has to do with policy advocacy, which was very in-depth in the sense that it helped to change the mindset from rural to urban. We've been rural country for a long time, so for some time it's been difficult to even for me, to talk about urban development at the expense of rural development. But I think that policy advocacy has helped to change that sort of mindset. It's still something we have to do in terms of awareness creation to move from that mindset to make sure that we let the urban drive the rural. But I think the sort of partnership we have done and the engagement we have done, even through the urban policy and action plan, indicates that we are on the right path as a country. Then again, I want to also touch on the capacity building for the urban development unit. That is very critical because it has helped us to expose a lot of officers, even to international best practice. For instance, for the capacity building advocacy issue to change this mindset, we have to send about 22 officers to Brazil to learn certain lessons from there. And also later we send 9 officers to South Africa so that we can be able to manage this change process. And I also want to touch on the fact that, as Julian said, we are able to institutionalize urban forum. And so far in Ghana, we have had 6 urban forums. The recent one was in Sunyani, where we tried to zero in on equitable economic growth, also trying to advocate on local economic development policy. And I also want to touch on very innovative program under the partnership, which is to, how do you call it, come out with an investment plan for the national urban policy. And that is very important because for the urban policy to be properly implemented, it has to be accompanied with the investment plan. And in addition to that, we're also able to come up with an M&E plan together with the stakeholders. Then, of course, we are continuing the awareness creation. So we have series of media campaign. This evening, I think one of such campaign will be aired on GTV. We call it, we started from urban mess. We show the mess and the challenges, but now we're trying to show the stakeholders what we have been doing together in terms of the changing process that we are managing. So we changed the title to Urban Diaries, and I think it will be shown 8 o'clock this evening. And you'll see the stakeholders coming out of some of the achievements so far. Then I think that we, as a country also, with the support of Cities Alliance, we were able to come out with certain research. And the most important for us is the Habitat Report, which Cities Alliance helped. So we have done 20 years of research. I think I have a copy here, and you can pass by our stand to have a copy. 20 years of, 20 decades of what transpired in terms of the urban platform, which they have helped us to engage stakeholders in. I think basically our engagement with Cities Alliance has brought a lot of achievements, but I think for me and for the country, the most important of all is trying to bring stakeholders together in terms of trying to constitute an urban advisory group, which composed of various stakeholders in the urban sector. And as indicated in the morning, in most developing countries like Ghana, we have urban sectors or those working within the urban sector in various ministries. So the best approach to bringing them together is to have a stakeholder group, working group, which we call in Ghana, Urban Advisory Group.
Thank you very much, Sylvanus.
I
think, can we give him
my
a
time
round?
is up. I have a lot of things on my list, But I want to conclude by saying that it's important that we recognize the partnership that Cities Alliance brings to each country, in the sense that that partnership works to bring together. For instance, in Ghana, we are able to work effectively with the universities now. As Dr. My head of department was here, we are able effectively work to Institute of Local Government Studies and all the urban stakeholders. So there's some linkage or communication within the urban stakeholders that can have the right momentum for us to move forward to develop the urban sector. So we're very grateful for Cities Alliance. That is not to say there are no other stakeholders. In terms of implementation of our policy, we also have others coming in terms of the World Bank. We have AFD, and we also have World Bank again that triggered what we call the urban grant for the cities, and also other projects to implement the urban policy.
Thank you very much.
So I would end it there. And
Can we give him a hand clap, please?